Hi everyone, so today I'm showing you a video of using my very favorite assessment tool, which is the Fillable PDF. And I'm going to be showing you with my newest product called The Princess and the Pea, which is a dynamic assessment and response to intervention unit. And this unit comes with pictures and lots of directions and even forms that you can fill out with the students by hand if you would like. However, I have made all these forms also to be fillable. So as you can see, I've just made this information up, but I said that this was Athena's post-test that we were working on right now. And I put in her pre-test retelling of the story and her post-test retelling of the story. And then I've already gone through and used the story retelling rubric to put in her scores, which was an 8 on the pretest and an 11 on the post-test. So let me use my daughter as an example here, and we're going to answer a few of the questions about the story, and I'll show you how you type into it and what happens. So Athena, who are the characters in the story?
The princess, the prince, and the queen.
So notice I put my post-test answers right next to my pre-test so that I can see both at the same time. And honey, where and when does the story take place?
In the castle.
Okay, and I'm going to give her a 0 for that because she didn't answer when the story took place. What's the big problem in the story, hun?
That the queen couldn't find a real princess for the prince.
Okay, so notice I did give her credit on the pre-test when she said she couldn't sleep, and that is a problem in the story, and that actually is a pretty big problem. And here I'm definitely going to give her credit for the queen couldn't find a real princess. I could go back at this point and decide she couldn't sleep was not a good enough answer and give her 0 points for that. That is totally up to you as the SLP to figure that out. So we're going to go through, I'm not going to do all these questions with her, but I am going to just pretend that she got a post-test score of 9. Now, I'm going to cheat here a little bit. I'm going to go to the very last page, which is the summary of all the information. All her pre-test information has already been filled in. I'm going to put the post-test date, and then see here, I filled in her story questions points, and it automatically updated to 9, and it had already updated to 11 here. So let me show you what would happen next. So she would do the expressive vocabulary, and on her pre-test she had a 4, and on her post-test, let's say she has a 7. Good job, she did a great job learning. So let's see, oh look, it just filled in down here on expressive vocabulary. And if I administered all the post-tests, you would see they would all start to fill in. So let me just show you what that's going to look like. Look, they've all filled in. And then I can, now that I'm done with her post-test assessment, I can actually look at these scores and I can say that she seemed to improved in all areas, especially retelling, and it looks like expressive basic concepts and story questions. And how much prompting, assisting, and modifications were needed during the intervention? I'm going to say moderate prompts. And what are continued areas of concern? Well, let's look at these scores here. And let's say the retelling rubric, the retelling is still a concern because she really should be scoring more than 11 out of 16. And are more interventions or additional assessments needed? And this is where I use my professional judgment to say, yes, more narrative interventions. Or I could decide, no, she's made plenty of progress. We don't need any more intervention. She's good to go. And either she needs or does not need a formal testing. And then I have this great page that I can print out and I can bring it to my team meeting, or I could input the information straight onto an IEP or an evaluation, and I am good to go. So you can see why I think that the Fillable PDF is such an amazing tool, especially when it auto-populates and when it lets you type directly during the assessment, and when you can print it off and have a professional looking page to present to parents and the team.